Would it surprise you to hear that Amazon, the biggest name in e-commerce in the world, makes it mandatory for its managers to fire a number of employees? And should they fail to do so, they will be punished? This is just one of the many ways Amazon has been under fire for having a toxic work culture. Cases of Amazon's toxic work culture date as far back as 2001, when the dot bubble burst. A total of 1,300 employees were fired. Amazon argued that these were necessary layoffs as the stocks of the company fell. However, 850 of the fired employees were from the Seattle Customer Service Center, where intensive unionization had been going on for some months. Unions are very important to make sure that employees get equal, fair, and humane opportunities in the workplace. Amazon, however, does not subscribe to this thought. Over the years, Amazon has made visible efforts to push back labor unions and keep them out of their fulfillment centers and factories. Amazon employees engaging in unionization are often met with anti-union propaganda and union education meetings. Bezos believes unions are unneeded intermediaries between his company and his employees. Amazon's anti-union policies are not just questionable, they are skirting the boundaries of law, especially with Amazon's ever-expanding fulfillment network. Fulfillment centers are places where a product is stored, picked, packaged, and shipped. Amazon has taken this concept to another level. Most e-commerce companies rely on third-party companies for their fulfillment, but Amazon owns all of its fulfillment centers, giving it a lot more control over this stage of transactions. As a general rule, Amazon fulfillment centers are massive, spread over 800,000 square feet, and being able to employ 1,500 plus employees, according to Amazon. Where things start getting alarming is the day-to-day management of these centers. As mentioned before, managers of these fulfillment centers simply have to fire a set number of employees every year. This is called by Amazon the URA, i.e., unrepentant attrition, and is also known as unregretted attrition. Managers who fail to meet this goal of letting go of a set percentage or number of employees see it show up negatively in their performance reviews. Even worse, this quota virtually eliminates transparency, as the manager can terminate the employment of anyone under them and call it unrepentant attrition. There are reports of this system being abused like this by managers to fire employees with whom they had grudges. Not just this, managers also end up hiring people specifically for the purpose of firing them 12 months later. This creates an unimaginable amount of stress for every employee working there. Workers also have inactivity log, in which each minute that they aren't working is noted. This is noted by checking the number of scans taken by the employee scanner. Anyone who isn't working fast enough to be called active, or is inactive for too long, gets called for a feedback talk. There was a case about an inactivity log from 2014, in which it is noted that an employee who was inactive from 7:13 to 7:14, only 1 minute, was reprimanded for non-compliance with her contractual work performance obligation. In another incident, employees interviewed reported that their line managers often tried to prevent conversations between employees at the workplace and halt any signs of friendly relations and mutual support between them. Sites, departments, shifts, and ultimately, individual employees are placed in direct competition and contend against each other. You must be wondering, how exactly do the employees react to all these tactics? Over a period of 5 years, October 2013 to October 2018, 189 emergency calls were made from 46 Amazon warehouse sites for employee mental health episodes, many of which were suicide-related. Ex-employees have described Amazon as this isolating colony of hell, where people are having breakdowns as a regular occurrence. It's mentally taxing to do the same task super fast for 10-hour shifts 4 or 5 days a week. It begs the question, why do people go to Amazon in the first place? This culture isn't a new phenomenon, but the matter is that there is always a vacancy at Amazon fulfillment centers. Even the pay is good, ranging from $12 to $22 per hour on average. Moreover, from day one, All associates get health benefits and perks. Most of the workers are people with next to no skills and fresh college graduates, desperately in need of money, or, in case of the latter, the need to pay back student loans. Amazon knows how to find these exploitable workers. It has been shown that Amazon tends to construct its warehouses in poor areas, where local governments are liable to see them as an opportunity to create jobs and generate growth. But real effects are documented. Fulfillment centers deprive local industries of labor and offer workers no transferable skills and no opportunities for career development. The office jobs at Amazon are quite different. Employees are provided an environment that they appreciate deeply. In fact, this is also a matter of resentment for the workers at the fulfillment centers. Employees of the same company, but the difference in which they are respected is too huge to be ignored. Amazon hasn't kept quiet to all this criticism. They have been trying to bury such reports or publicly falsify them. In the pandemic itself, Amazon again faced criticism during the pandemic for various responses, such as their letting go of a huge amount of workers, despite the fact that the value of the company rose by a whopping 40% during the pandemic. There have also been incidences at the start of the pandemic of workers dying due to COVID-19, as the fulfillment centers, despite being so huge, were always packed with people. Employees weren't being given holidays, and they had to, for their own safety, use their paid leaves and even unpaid ones. This led to a lot of internal scandal and dissent. It shouldn't be a surprise by now that Amazon responded to the plight of these people by simply cracking down on the dissenters. Amazon is well aware of the image that has been created for the company, and it is determined to fix it. Several of Amazon's platforms, such as Amazon Music, have openly admitted to being guilty of some accusations and have also publicly announced the steps that they will take to rectify the situation. Bezos himself has publicly announced that he intends to transform Amazon into Earth's best employer. Only time can tell if the American megacorp will be able to redeem itself.